Yo, this is Black Panther number 7 or number 8. Okay, so little to even look close to see which it is. This is abysmal and there is a lot of the usual suspects involved with it. We have got a cover here, Black Panther and the Avengers. It's not bad, but it's not good. And yet somehow it is the best thing about this issue. We begin with a flashback to the Silver Age. But before that, let's take a look at the credits. This is written by Power Mad Christopher Pruist, who I didn't like, but the real nail in the coffin is over here. Special thanks to Kurt Busiek. Kurt Busiek, he was responsible for both the parts of this issue that I find abhorrent and questionable. And underneath that, special thanks to Martin Waid. So it really is like a consortium of everyone I hate. Martin Waid, his contribution is this opening sequence here. It's based on Captain America issue 100, which was when Black Panther joined the Avengers. And in a rare extreme, this is the only time Martin Waid comes out as not the worst creator involved in a book. This issue, it concerns Black Panther and his relationship with the Avengers. It has got a retcon, a huge retcon, courtesy of Kurt Busiek, of course. And with this retcon, actually, yeah, I'm going to say it. I think the retcon in this is the worst thing ever done with Black Panther's character. Even when you take into account things like subsequent writers having had him refuse to share the cure for cancer with white people. The story is there is an incident going on in downtown America somewhere, and it does not require all of the Avengers at all, but here they all are regardless. This is the Kurt Busiek lineup. We have got, another guilty party, Tom Beaver, of course. He was editor of the Avengers books. And this comic concerns the Avengers. It's got a huge retcon to the Avengers. And him and Kurt Busiek, they just took a sledgehammer to the Avengers and Marvel continuity in general. I didn't like Christopher Pruist, and he keeps doing this little thing. He does it in all his comics, with scenes that are presented as being like segments, like they are sketches or little skits, which I think he just stole from Frasier's anyway. Here, he fondly, with the love and respect that characters receive in the Tom Beaver days of Marvel, he fondly refers to the Avengers as being like the Flintstones, and that's how they are portrayed. Like here, where we have Kurt Busiek's other contribution. I know this was him because I remember on CBR forums, people really criticised this scene, and he showed up to defend it. And by defend it, I mean yell at fans. For he gets shot in the head with a single bullet and then he collapses defeated. Kurt Busiek's argument was that because bullets are the result of modern man, then people from fairyland, they are especially weak to bullets. Which is sound thinking if we hadn't seen Thor withstand bullet fire a dozen times before. Or even in the most well-regarded Thor run ever, the Simon Walterson run, the people of Fairyland adopting guns to use as weapons. This is the level of fanboy Kurt Busiek is. He's just in a position of power to assert a broken, uninformed idea onto a major character in another writer's book that doesn't even star that character. And still, it all goes to print because Tom Beaver has never cared. But that isn't the worst part of the issue. That is still to come. The hefty retcon to Black Panther. And it's just as damaging as having Aunt Gordon hit wasps in the 80s. The retcon in this, it forever broke Black Panther's character. And future writers, they just built on this fucking awful idea. Also, I can't stress enough how this hostage situation does not require all the Avengers. This is a guest appearance just for the sake of it. And the big reveal, it isn't until the end. And the Avengers bumbling around, stopping a routine crisis, is hard to talk about with anything close to enthusiasm. So here we are, the final page, where we learn that Black Panther, back in the 60s, in comics by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, he only joined the Avengers not because he is a superhero who wanted to help defend the world or save people. He only joined the Avengers because he and his racist little straw utopia, they wanted to spy on America's heroes. This casts a shadow over all of Black Panther's stories with the Avengers. It makes everything he has done read completely differently. And it replaces this character that people had been reading about for years with instead a dishonest manipulator with entirely selfish motives. All his relationships with these characters just tossed out the window. Also, that Black Panther can stand alone as a proud example of black extremism and segregation. I despise this comic, and well, a comic with this many shitheads cooking the broth, it is unavoidable that the issue would be so terrible. Before destroying this though, I want to say that this has now to do with the character's race or his position as a cultural icon. This is because of the comic, the story within, and a fat middle-aged white man who inserts his own terrible ideas onto whatever he can. Some people really like Christopher Pruitt's run on Black Panther, but they are also the sort of people who would probably join a black supremacist group or at least retweet one of their tweets. I rate this pile of shit 7 thumbs up.